If you've enjoyed the content on my channel, there's a good chance you may be watching from Asia, which is the reason why I wanted to create a video series specifically discussing other Asians in the NBA aside from Jeremy Lin. We'll start with the current Cleveland Cavalier and former Jeremy Lin teammate Jordan Clarkson, and cover why he may not be as popular of a player as Jeremy. While his direct ancestry is not 100% Asian, Jordan Clarkson does have citizenship in the Philippines. Clarkson's father is African American, while his mother is half Filipino, making Jordan 1/4 Asian. Clarkson himself was born in the United States in the southern state of Florida, before moving to Texas and eventually playing college ball at the University of Tulsa for 2 years. He then transferred to Missouri for his junior year, where he averaged 18 points, 3 assists, and 3 rebounds per game. That 2013-14 Missouri team, led by Clarkson and future Laker teammate Jabari Brown, went 23-12 in the regular season, splitting their SEC conference schedule with 9 wins and 9 losses. They were bounced out of the SEC tournament in the second round and did not qualify for the NCAA tournament. At the end of their season, Jordan decided to forego his senior year and declared for the NBA draft. Jordan Clarkson was selected with the 46th pick of the 2014 NBA draft by the Washington Wizards, but was immediately traded to the Lakers for cash considerations. It was unknown how effective of a player Clarkson would be in his rookie year, and newly instated head coach Byron Scott only played him in 19 out of the first 40 games that season. Similar to Jeremy, Clarkson would spend a good chunk of his rookie year in the D-League. However, Jordan would emerge in the latter half of the season as a full-time starter, averaging over 30 minutes per game and consistently hitting double digits in points. His best game as a rookie would come on March 24th, 2014 against the OKC Thunder, when both Jordan and Jeremy started in the backcourt, and thus formed the first Asian American starting backcourt in the history of the NBA. While the Lakers lost that game, Clarkson would drop 30 that night to go with 7 assists, 4 rebounds, and 3 blocks. He would go on to be named All-Rookie First Team, a feat only accomplished 4 other times in the prior 30 years by players drafted in the second round. Clarkson would go on to have a solid sophomore season, starting in all 79 games he played during the 2015-16 season, while averaging 16 points, 4 rebounds, and 2.5 assists in about 32 minutes per game. In the next following season, Clarkson took a backseat to Nick Young, but still maintained similar numbers as the first guard off the bench. During the middle of his 4th season, Jordan Clarkson, along with Larry Nance Jr., were traded to the Cleveland Cavaliers in exchange for the injury-riddled Isaiah Thomas and veteran big man Channing Frye. While Clarkson finished off the regular season with impressive numbers off the bench, Coach Tyronn Lue relied more on his veterans during Cleveland's playoff run, and Clarkson's minutes fell along with his production. Fast forward to this season, Clarkson is still producing at a high level off the bench, averaging 17 points, 3.5 rebounds, 2.5 assists in just 27 minutes per game, and including a career-high 42 points against the Nets in mid-February. These were the numbers so many had hoped Jeremy would produce this year on either Atlanta or Toronto off the bench. Jordan has averaged more points per game thus far than any other Cavalier guard, and that's including starters such as Colin Sexton and Rodney Hood. As a 6'5" swingman with quite a bit of athletic ability, Jordan Clarkson has similar career averages to Jeremy, and has also managed to stay healthy for all 5 of the years he's been in the league, so why doesn't he have nearly as big of a following compared to Jay Lin? For comparison, Jordan has 350,000 Twitter followers, while Jeremy has over 2.5 million. For the 2019 All-Star Game, Clarkson received a shade under 200,000 fan votes, while Lin received over 450,000. Why the huge disparity in the amount of attention received by these two Asian American ballers? J.R. David from Psychology Today offers 4 main reasons, which I'll lay out in the remaining part of this video while giving my own thoughts to their credibility. Number 1, and probably the biggest reason of all, Jordan Clarkson doesn't look Asian. When a majority of viewers look at a guy with the last name Clarkson and see that he very much looks similar to every other black guy in the court with no prototypical Asian features, they don't really think anything of it. The visual of Jordan Clarkson tearing it up in an NBA game definitely fits people's expectations and stereotypes already. In people's minds, Jordan Clarkson is nothing out of the ordinary, so there's nothing to hype about him. On the other hand, Jeremy looks East Asian and is 100% Asian by blood, so he sticks out among the other NBA players. Particularly with Asians or Asian American fans, they see Jeremy as someone who breaks stereotypes and thus directly helps improve their own image. I think there's a lot of truth to this. The way you look matters a lot in life, and if someone else comes along and improves public opinion about the way you look, then you naturally want to root for that guy. Even though Jeremy himself was passed over by college teams due to his looks, they now serve to augment his global marketability. Reasons 2 and 3 I'll combine together as basically many Asian and Asian American fans having a problem with Clarkson's racial makeup. According to David, some fans may dislike the fact that Clarkson is part black or that he is not 100% pure Filipino. Among certain Asian cultures, darker physical features have been associated with inferiority or unattractiveness, which I obviously think is total BS, but cannot deny that the attitude does exist on some scale in Asian communities. On a similar note, the fact that Clarkson is of Filipino descent rather than one of the East Asian countries may also play a role. David notes that even among Asian communities, Filipinos are often discriminated against given their country's relative poorer economic conditions compared to that of China, South Korea, or Japan. I think this may be true on a holistic sense, particularly of working-class Filipinos seeking a better life in the more modernized cities of Asia, but I'm not sure how much of an impact it has directly on Jordan Clarkson's popularity. Most folks clearly believe any professional athlete should be well off, especially an NBA player playing for the market of LA. Lastly, the general public may not see Filipinos as Asians, particularly in the US, where David cites research showing only 47% of Filipinos considering themselves Asian. Many other people see Filipinos as Pacific Islanders or Latinos. Given the similarities between Tagalog and Spanish, along with Spanish influence in Filipino culture, this is understandable. Again, I can see some truth here, but really it's mostly reason number 1, how Jordan Clarkson looks, which I think really drives the stark popularity difference between Clarkson and Lin. One reason for Asians, and particularly Filipinos, have to start showing more support for Clarkson may have come this past summer, where he made his debut for the Filipino national team during the summer 2018 Asian Games. Clarkson scored over 20 points in all of their games and helped the national team finish 5th out of the 13 teams that played. This was the best finish for the Philippines in the past 16 years. In summary, when considering how large of a continent Asia is, there is no denying the large amounts of diversity that exists within Asian Americans. A large segment of Asian Pacific Americans are mixed race and mixed ethnicity, so they don't easily fit people's stereotypes of what an Asian should look like. Jordan Clarkson may not fit the prototypical look of an Asian American, but he, alongside with Jeremy, are both included in that racial categorization, and most importantly, both Clarkson and Lin take pride in their roots by bringing basketball back to their homelands in Asia and representing their culture in a positive light. I typically don't do a lot of affiliate marketing, but recently I have signed on with SeatGeek's affiliate program, so if you'd like to see either Jeremy or Jordan play in any of these cities for the rest of the regular season, feel free to go to SeatGeek.com or download the SeatGeek app and use Speed of Lin for the promo code of saving $20 off your final price on your first purchase. And as always, thank you for watching and supporting the channel.